Hi, everybody. My name is Chris Nicholson, and I'm figuring out this clicker. And that's not my slide. One sec. How are we doing this?
For a minute, we're having a little bit of a difficulty. I'll let you know.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yep. So Skymind's an AI company. We make world-class AI libraries like Keras and Deep Learning for J. We exist to help businesses make better decisions. As many of you may know, we're in a golden age of AI. AI is diagnosing cancer. AI is harvesting crops and flying drones. Today, I'm here to tell you about something else it can do. It can, with simulation, AI can redefine your business. So first, I'm going to cover the basics because the basics are pretty cool. How many people have heard the words reinforcement learning? Yeah, almost everybody. Wonderful. Reinforcement learning is goal-oriented learning, right? It solves really complex problems. For example, it beat the world champion of Go. It beat the top professional team in the video game Dota 2, right? So games are just virtual worlds. They're virtual worlds where you score points over many steps. So anywhere where we can find a way to score points, we can apply this AI. In business, you might want to think of points as profit, or goods shipped, or new users acquired. So let's talk about simulations. Simulations are virtual models of real-world use cases. We can reproduce factory floors, supply chains, call centers, any place where flow is important, where movement happens, we can measure that movement and we can maximize it. That's the purpose of simulations. The thing with simulations, why they're useful is when you create something new, there's 1,000 possibilities to explore. Now, how do you create the best new factory? I can't tell you that. Most people who build factories can't exactly tell you that, and they cannot build 1,000 factories in reality because that's too expensive. But they can simulate them, right? They can simulate them for less money, and that means simulation speeds up innovation. Now, when you simulate things, simulation software doesn't necessarily optimize parameters for you. What do I mean by optimizing parameters? If you're a warehouse manager, you want to know some things. How many people and robots are on the floor? How fast are they going? How do they avoid collisions? And how much can they ship in an hour, right? You don't just want to know those things, but you want to know the best amounts to put on the floor. So those amounts, those numbers are parameters. We can optimize those parameters, and that optimization should be automated. The problem, and this is always the problem is complexity, right? Really complex situations are hard to optimize because they're hard to compute. Simulation software can't necessarily hand crunch the big numbers for you. And if you're producing smaller, simpler models, sometimes they're too simple to be useful. So on the one hand, we have simulation. It creates virtual models of real-world use cases. On the other hand, we have this form of AI that's mastering ever more complex situations. Why don't we put them together? We are applying reinforcement learning to virtual models of real-world applications like factory floors, supply chains, call centers, and traffic patterns. What business leaders need are algorithms that can help them find decision paths, the careful steps they have to take to win, to help them find decision paths. They need algorithms powerful enough to master those complex situations, and to get those algorithms trained, they need to run thousands of experiments in parallel on massive clusters. So in short, they need what-if machines powered by AI. Today, we're announcing PathMind. PathMind is a cloud-based SaaS that helps you find the best decision paths through complex situations. Here's what it does. You take a virtual model from a simulation software vendor, like AnyLogic, for example. You take it to our reinforcement learning cloud, where we will train that model for you and optimize those parameters, and then you export it back to its original environment, right? So what you do, and if on our dashboard, you'll be looking at the performance of these models as they train. What we allow you to do is automatically select models. We don't require that you understand the architecture of the AI. We'll automatically select the reinforcement learning for you. We'll allow you to take snapshots, freeze frames of your agents in your virtual models to see what they're doing in one instant, right? And will allow you to dissect the successes and failures of those agents to understand cause and effect. So in short, we help you find better decision paths in less time for less money because we are automating the optimization of your parameters. We will help you maximize the metrics you care about most. So can we start this video? All right, what you're looking at here is an algorithm that's been trained on a traffic light. The traffic light's the intersection down there. Now, this algorithm learned how to cut the average wait time of traffic at the intersection by 30%, right? Which in San Francisco means something, I think. But let's pause for a moment, right? Like what we're actually looking at is an algorithm that learns, right? It learns faster than you and me. And whatever it is, it's not human, right? This is the power we can harness for other use cases, like designing new factories, designing new supply chains, designing new call centers. Okay, we can move on. So this is our pet concept. In the arc of history in AI and simulation, we started out with board games, we went to multiplayer video games, now we're applying them to real world business use cases, right? There is a point in the future, there's a point in the future where the complexity of these virtual models becomes so great that they overlap entirely with the complexity of our world. And we call this the similarity. So for the closest thing to the similarity, you can go to pathmind.com, you can sign up for our product, and if you're curious about it, you can talk to me. I'll be out in the hall after these pitches. Thank you.